Hi guys, it's Ray. Welcome back to Ink Week here at Ray's Turquoise Turtle. If you watched my introductory video, I did mention that there would probably be a few duplicate type techniques. This is going to be one of those. I'm going to do a fire tumbler. So, this is a 30-ounce curve from Maker Flow Crafts. I'm going to go ahead and turn my turner on and get my cup coated. I have about 15 or 16 mLs mixed, so I'm just going to use that. Hopefully it'll be enough to give me enough movement. All of my turners are singles, and they like to slide around the table on me when I first get going, because my table is covered in contact paper, so I can change it in and out. So, all right, now I can hold the turner still and spread this. Give it a good spread. Just make sure you get the entire cup coated. I would normally do a little bit more, but I think I should be okay with this thin a coat. And just watch it come around and check for areas you might have missed. This is just prepped and spray painted white. Okay, I don't see any dry areas or feel any anymore, so we should be good. I'm going to change the glove that has the bulk of the epoxy on it. Alright, so for my colors, I'm going to use Pixis Sunflower. I'm going to open these all up as I go. Pixis Lemon. Tim Holtz Sunset Orange. Inks get really hard to read after a while. I'm going to use Crimson from Tim Holtz. I'm going to go ahead and use Ember from Tim Holtz. And I do have a sepia for a brown handy. And I also have caramel sitting here, but I don't know that I'm going to use any of those. So I'm going to start with the yellow. Making sure I get the bottom. I'm just going to drip some inks. I do like to cover most of the white before I start moving it. Some of them I'll do big drops, some of them I'll just kind of shake little drops. Just to kind of mix it up a little bit. If you do go in with a darker color, one of the browns, whatnot, just be careful because they can take over in a hurry. Like the red can. I don't want to use a ton of red. But I definitely do want some And I do feel like I got pretty good coverage on the bottom already, so that's good. Okay. Just kind of look at it and see what else I think I need. I like to keep my fire tumblers brighter than some people do. Some people really, really like to get the dark color mixed into theirs, because I use black decals on them 90% of the time. But I am going to come in with just a very couple drops of the sepia. I figure maybe trying a reddish brown would be something different. So what I'm going to do is come in with my heat gun. This is the Wagner Ferno 550. And I'm going to turn it on to its top fan setting and just a medium heat. I don't need a ton of heat. The goal is just to get it moving. Get this sheet out of here. Get that out of the way so it doesn't tip up onto the cup. I'm going to heat my bottom some. I'm actually going to kind of push the inks. I'm going to go ahead and tilt it back the other way a second and just work this top rim a little bit. Okay. So, I think I'm going to do anything else to it other than reverse the direction of the spin. If it wants to cooperate. There it goes. But I'm pretty happy with that. I will come back when this is dried and ready for decal. I do have a little spot there that I don't love. So I'm going to wait for that to come back around and maybe tap it with my finger just a little bit. If it doesn't kind of roll back on its own a little bit. But it should spread back out some. And if not, then that is where the main decal will go. So that is it for the base portion. I'll be back. Okay, I am ready to get decals on this one. I'm I'm going to start with the little ones that go at the bottom because I do have a little bristle from a brush or something that hopped in here, and I want to make sure I cover that little spot. So this isn't the way I would normally do these ones, but it's the way they're going to be today. And I used matte black vinyl for this one just because it's what I could find for black. So I'm going to get the decals on, let them sit for a little bit, and get a clear coat over them. And these decals, people ask me all the time where I got them. Unfortunately, the Etsy seller I bought this set from no longer has these listed. I have reached out to them several times now and asked them to get them posted again, but so far they have ignored me. So if they ever get them listed again, and I just put my finger like in the middle of that and turned my cup so I know I'm somewhat even to the top. But anyways, if they ever get them listed, I will get links into all of my fire tumblers for them. But your best bet is just to search fire silhouette or firefighter silhouette or anything of that nature, and hopefully you'll be able to find a similar set or pieces that you can put together. There. So this one goes at the bottom. And I'm just keeping the tumbler right on my turner. It'll be fine. I just lifted it because I had a little fold there and I wanted the fold to come out before I put this final side down. But the fact that I use black for these is why I don't, I have a little bit of the white paper on the back there, so I'm going to have to get that off to get this piece to stick. I know you can't see it, but let's see, I still have a little piece of the backing paper on there. So that would have been a problem when I epoxied it, had I not caught that. I have my setting on my Cricut a little too deep. I have it on Vinyl Plus rather than the regular vinyl setting, and I forgot to turn it back. So it cut a little deeper than it needed to. That's all. And this is on a little bit of a curve, so hopefully it won't buckle the bottom of the decal too much. There, perfect. So that's the decal step. I'll be back when I have some resin mixed up and ready to go on here. Okay, I am ready to give this one a top coat. This may or may not be the last layer for this tumbler. It'll depend on how the decal feels through when I get this coat on. So we'll see. Checking for bubbles and decals. have a small one in here, but nothing, it should be fine. So, this is going to get a good coating. This resin is already warming up. I'm trying to work as quickly as I can, but I actually need it a little thicker for the 1 cup, but I don't want it to go too far. So, that should be plenty. Just get it spread on there evenly. And I will make sure this is level as it spins out, because I am pushing it all over on the football it's on. So, you can see how it's getting thick, which doesn't make it unworkable, it just makes it a little harder. It is chilly today, so I warmed the resin prior, which does change your working time and the thickness of the resin. So, but if this is a good smooth clear coat, this will be it for this one. Because the ink layers are pretty thick to begin with, I don't like to add, on a swirl like this, I don't like to add too many layers. I don't like my tumblers to get too terribly thick. But because this is a thick coat and that was a thick coat, it's good. If the decals are still, if I can really feel them, I'll add another thin coat, but typically on these, I'm a one and done over the decals. So, check my rim, check my top rim. I do like to sometimes dip my finger and just run it once around the top rim, just to make sure I get a nice good seal when I clean up the rim. And this I will torch in a couple of minutes, but I'm going to let it spin on its own for now. So that's it for this one. I'll be back to show you the end of this step and let you know if I'm going to put another coat on it or not. Okay, this one is all done and ready. Super shiny, looks good. Pretty happy with this.